All right, Matthew Kite, Papa Swolio, there are a lot of, quote, fitness experts out there who preach that those over 40 need to modify their approach to overloading in the gym. Do you believe there are any necessary changes to be made in an individual's approach to resistance training due to age? No. No, I think that's a fucking excuse. I mean, if you're a 40-year-old and you are really well trained, and I'm not talking about, I'm no expert in TRT or anything like that. So obviously that's a factor. Testosterone will decrease with age. So that's a whole separate thing. I'm no expert in that. So that's just not something that you talk to your doctor about that. But when it comes to being a 40-year-old, I'm 37. I'm gonna be 38 this year. So I think I'm gonna be training like a fucking beast the way I train now. I'm still gonna be training in 2 fucking years. Not much is gonna be different. So it's just a number. If you're a well-trained 40-year-old, I've been training for 20 fucking years. I'm not gonna change a goddamn thing. I'll probably just go even harder. Do it right. Invest more time and more energy in the sense of be just as disciplined. So if you're a 40-year-old, you've never worked out in your life, yeah, you have to approach that differently because you have a lot of other compounded injuries and calcifications and movement impairments and things that you never addressed when you were younger and more supple and stuff like that. Like you need to make sure your body, your muscles are mobile. They're not just, big. You want to make sure you're doing your rolling, getting worked on and soft and your mobility all the time. Fucking mobility. That's the biggest thing that I've done. That's the biggest thing that I've done. I've downsized some, I've gotten leaner, I've worked on my muscle shape, I've worked on a lot of different moves, things with that require more body mobility and less of just a standard classic bodybuilding hypertrophy type workouts, which are great, which got me that great frame and structure, but that's not necessarily something that's optimal long term, like too much into the future. You really have to move more towards mobility because that's the number one thing that you're going to lose as you get older. When bone density decreases, so you want to keep doing your strength training, you want to keep your mobility, you want to keep your joints healthy, and that's going to come down to joints healthy. Maybe a point of diminishing returns. In other words, over 40. So as I've gotten old, like I'm still lifting heavy, but my idea of training heavy is different. I don't care if I deadlift 500 fucking pounds. That's not going to make me live longer. It won't. Lifting 500 pounds is not going to be any different than doing 450. Understand that. So if you can deadlift 200 pounds or 300 pounds, fine. Like, in other words, if you're deadlifting 3 plates, you're a dude. Deadlifting 3 plates and a 5 on each side is not going to make you healthier. A little bit stronger, okay. But I'm saying it's not going to be the difference between you living longer. It won't be. You can't test that yet. I mean, I don't think there's any way to, it's just, there's a point of, okay, it's your ego. But you want to definitely train that. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to lift more, but in other words, you don't do things stupidly. You have to look at it through a different lens. So I don't train the same way that I did to get to this point because yeah, it will take different to recover. If you don't program properly. Like I've shifted some things that I've done, but I do a ton of mobility. That's been the biggest change in my life and with my training, especially in the last couple years. Uh, and that's why I always say on TikTok, everyone say, how come are you in the gym today? Or, should I work? I can't work out every day. I can't work out every day. Sure you can. It's because the way you're thinking about working out is incomplete. You're thinking about training as being in the gym lifting weights. That's only one type of training. That's only one aspect of a protocol. You're also doing your mobility. You're also doing yoga. You're also meditating. You're also eating healthy and sleeping and hydrating. It all fucking matters. It all matters. So there's no days off. Why are you taking a day off? Why would you not move today? Doesn't mean you have to go and hit a fucking PR. You can go and do some nice yin yoga for half an hour. You fucking did it and meditate and do your other stuff. That's fine. That's fine for a day. That's fine if you're so fucking sore, like Travere says right now. I'm so fucking sore today, could barely do any foam rolling and stretching. LOL. Fine. But you did foam rolling, stretching, and some mobility work or some yoga. That's fine. You don't have to lift today. You shouldn't be. If you're really that fucking sore, then all right, you went too hard. You didn't progress it enough or whatever else. Fine. You're still doing something to actively recover, to improve your recovery so you can stay consistent. Maybe tomorrow you're really still brutally sore, but you can do a whole yoga class and that really helps you mobilize. And then you're training the next day. Boom, you recovered enough. So she did mobility for 2 days. Oh my God, all her gains are gone. Like, get fucked. Why are you so impatient? Everyone's trying to look for these results so fast. If you think long term, you make better choices. If you think long term, you take another day off. Seriously, if I feel really tight and today's leg day and I just feel really stiff, I'll either do a more mobile oriented, lighter weight, or certain exercises that don't compromise that stiffness feeling. And I'll work on some accessory type things for legs, or I'll do mobility and I'll wait until the next day. Wow, shocker. Hey, fam. Man, unreal, right? Wow, taking another day off. Unreal. Unreal. A day off from resistance training, not from training, but from resistance training. Shocker. You can adjust on the fly. You're allowed to do that. Yeah, you are.